Hi, hello, welcome, good evening. It is almost the end of the academic year for me, which means it is time to make my end of year gifts. I like giving my professors, or back in high school, my teachers, little handmade gifts. And so far they seem to really appreciate this too, so that's lovely. I'm going to tell you the list of what I will be making or taking from stash and giving to teachers. First up, we have two teachers that already got something for me during my bachelor's degree, and now I have them again during my master's degree, and I'm so excited because I actually really like these professors. We have the teacher I have for Apocalypse Literature. Last year he got a Moomin plushie because he's got a Moomin tattoo and a little Moomin pin on his vest, so I was like, surely this will be a hit. And it was. It's in his office. I saw it when I was there for a meeting. I asked him this year, hey, what can I make for you this year, buddy? Which resulted in him pointing to his other arm, where he now had a T-Rex tattoo. So I was like, got it. Dinosaur. T-Rex, preferably. Noted. We'll do that. I've got another teacher who was a teacher for contemporary literature and educational research is what I had her for. And last year she got a calcifier plushie and a calcifier coaster from Howl's Moving Castle. She really likes Studio Ghibli. This year we had a little interaction about my sootsprite tattoo, so I will be making her a little sootsprite. Those two know that I'm doing this. Or well, the guy who I asked knows that I'm doing this. The lady might be expecting it, or she at least won't be shocked, right? Okay. Then we have a teacher that I've had the entire year, and he seems to really like cats. So I am considering pulling one of those little floppy cat plushies from storage. I will check if I still have the black or the black and white version, because he mentioned liking Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service, so... And otherwise, I'll pick a different color, I think. Then I've got two teachers at my internship, so like colleagues, who I will be giving Pokemon plushies to. A Snom and a Shiny Mew. And those aren't the only teachers at my internship that I would like to gift something, but I've already given them stuff for Christmas, so that's sorted. These two haven't gotten anything from me yet, so I'll do that. And then we have the biggest thing. One of my teachers I've had for the entire year, and this half year, multiple times a week, because I've got 3 courses that this woman teaches. And in the recent few weeks, she told us that she is pregnant. And that is so fun, because now I finally have an excuse to make that plush version of the Very Hungry Caterpillar. With like all the foods that you can put in his mouth, and then it all fits in there and he gets fat. On top of this, she will be receiving a shawl, which I've already made. This was one of the shawls that I made during my thesis stress. I had her look at a picture of all of the colors, and I was like, girl, what is your shade? She picked one out. Because it is very important to me that the gift that she would have been getting regardless, because I do this for most of my teachers that I see for a longer period of time throughout the year. The teachers that I'm only seeing for like 4 or 5 weeks, they don't know me, I barely talk to them. It would be really strange to do this, so we're skipping those. But for this woman, it's very important to me that she gets something for her too, like for herself, and not just for the baby. That's important to me. Just because you have a baby doesn't mean everything becomes about the baby, right? So she's getting a shawl and the Very Hungry Caterpillar. Now, that's the list. I've got some acrylic for the caterpillar here, because that's what we're starting with, because that's the biggest thing. This is for the caterpillar itself. Choosing acrylic with the knowledge that this will be for a very young child, who will most likely get this nasty, and then she will have to wash it, and I don't want to saddle her with the extra chore of hand washing a kid's toy, right? Makes sense. I went out and I bought these colors, and I'm intending to make all of the foods from stash. They don't have to be fully color accurate for that, I think. I will be getting started on this tonight, and the rest will happen when it happens. Maybe I'll pull the things from stash already and I'll show you when I'm planning to like put them all in my bag and take them in the same week, which is in 4 weeks from now. So hoping that I finish everything on time, and also, you know, do my assignments and my reflections for the internship and my lesson prep and all of that. I think it'll be fine. Excited, very fun. I will update you when I have progress to show you. Hi, hello. It is 2 days later and I finally have time to update you. I was out all of yesterday, like all of yesterday. Internship to family visit. Gone from the house 7 a.m. to almost 11 p.m. Ugh. But we finished ahead on the Very Hungry Caterpillar. I will list the pattern down below, but keep in mind that I'm using this pattern as a suggestion and not as a pattern. I'm doing a bunch of stuff different. I'm making a no-sew for myself. I'm changing how many strands. I'm double stranding DK yarn. She triple strands it, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I'm making a bunch of alterations and I'm not keeping track of those alterations. But if you want to make a Very Hungry Caterpillar, there is a pattern and it will be linked in the description. It just won't look exactly like what I'm doing because I'm altering stuff. Other things that are already done or in progress. We have the Snom, which is one of the Pokemon that I was gonna make, which has a shell, some spikes. Not all of the spikes yet. And then also half of the body, the mouthpieces, also done. I will finish that soon. We have options for the cat plushie, right? I was thinking of a black and white one or a black one, whichever one I still had. I don't have either anymore. They sold or I gave them to someone. I don't remember. But I have a jack-o'-lantern, and I have a brown one, and I also have like a multicolor one, and I'll just shove all of those in my bag and I'll bring them and I'll be like, hey, which one do you like? Pick. Which worked when I gave a teacher a turtle plushie, because I really didn't know what color she liked. I just know she likes turtles. And then I just brought a selection and she picked a pink one. I was like, okay, slay girl, pink for you. And then we have the shawl for the same person who's getting the Hungry Caterpillar. She picked the color from the pile of shawls, not on my door, in that storage bin over there. There's a pile of shawls that I made while making my thesis. Most of them are granny stitch, and they were just yarn eaters for stash yarn that I wasn't really going to use for anything else. Stress crocheting granny stitch is great, but now I have to find people to give those to, or I guess if someone wants to buy them, but I'm assuming not. But she picked this one, which is the one with the different stitch pattern. I don't know what this is called, but it's acrylic. It should be easy to wash. It is the same as my purple one that is on my door, but then just in a different color. Excited. I will wash this for her because I realized that I forgot to put a lid on my bin of shawls after I finished my thesis, and that's been basically a year now, so they're a little bit dusty. I will wash it for her. In general, good to wash and block it, so that's nice. Yeah, I think that's all of my updates. I haven't really started anything else because I've been busy, but excited about this. I will be bringing it with me today when I go to campus, because it's just single crochets and a round. That's relatively easy. I will update you when I have something to update you on, as usual. the caterpillar is done, besides the eyes that need to be attached and the little antenna. But those are in colors that I don't have with me in the room right now, and it's really warm. So I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna start on the apple. And then the green foods, because I have that yarn here right now. This thing looks so silly. I hope it's fun when it's done. Because this took quite a while. I wasn't very focused. I have been very distractible. I have been doing a lot of other tasks because it is nearing the end of the academic year, so I have responsibilities. And then there have also been days where I was like, I'm pretending it's already summer, let me play my video game. But this is done. And I feel like the foods are going to be quicker just because each of them is tiny. So I'll get like the finishing one serotonin boost to keep going, does that make sense? Because this took long and it doesn't look finished because it needs to be filled with the parts that go in it. So it didn't really feel satisfying at all to finish, but we're gonna make him food and stuff it in. This is quite big. It's funny. I like this. But also, damn. So first up, apple. Hi, hello. It's Wednesday the 27th, so this upcoming Monday I should low-key be finished with all of the things that I wanted to do. Oopsie. I'm a bit behind, which makes sense considering it's the end of the academic year and I am chaotic. But today is the final time I see one of my professors who I've only had for like 5 weeks. I don't even think I mentioned her at the beginning of the video, or I said I wasn't gonna give her anything. But I just like emailed her like, hey girl, this is a thing I do. I don't want you to feel left out. Do you want to pick something? And she wanted a baby Cthulhu, which I have a bunch of those in stock, so cool. Mildly surprising that that is what she picked, but taking it to class with me today, and everything else is Monday. He fits, definitely. For sure. With his little big head. Yeah. Baby Cthulhu for that lady. I don't even know her name, actually. I'm gonna be so for real with you. We have progressed on the caterpillar a bit. We have 1 apple. 2 pears. 3 plums, 4 strawberries. I still need to make another orange, but we have 4 already. We've got his little leaf that he eats when his tummy hurts. We've got his slice of cheese. And I've made a start on the sausage. Yeah, so he still needs 1 orange, his chocolate cake, his ice cream, the pickle, the salami, lollipop, cherry pie, cupcake, watermelon, and then the rest of the sausage. Hoping to get a lot of that done today, because I also still need to make a sootsprite and a Trex. I'm pretty sure everything else I have. I wanted to make a Pokemon, but those can be done after, because the school year for the high school is like an additional month. So priority on these, even though the Pokemon is like halfway done. I'm gonna work on this now until I have to go to campus, and then I'll see how far I get. I hope decently far, because oof. Also, we are in the really warm season already. And I hate it. I am not built for heat, especially when I have to teach. I was emo Adam Sandler yesterday. I had my Trip NYC pants converted into jorts, like the long part zipped off, and my oversized band t-shirt, and I was sweating my ass off. And I was in the air-conditioned side of the school. Really hoping that I never have to teach in summer in a part of the school that doesn't have air conditioning, because I will just cancel class. I will straight up just cancel class and go home. I'm not teaching in a room where it's 38 degrees. I cannot do that. Oh, but tomorrow it should be less warm, so yay, thankfully. Yeah, that was my update. See you tonight, hopefully, maybe. Okay, hi, hello. I'm like part way into the chocolate cake. The sausage is done. The 5th orange is also done. But I have to start walking to campus soon, and I can't work on this in class because it's too small and fiddly and requiring of attention. And I can only work on things that I can do blind or with minimal attention during class. So I'm bringing yarn to start on the Trex because that's a familiar pattern. I've made it before. It's a yarn that I am more comfortable with, whatever. I'm trying to decide on the color because okay, so this teacher has a tattoo of a T-Rex and that was dark green, but both of these are dark green-ish. I think I'm gonna do this one just because this has the rougher texture like the white yarn had when I was making a bunch of the little mushrooms and the clowns. And that's less nice to work with, requires me to look down more often to make sure that I'm actually making stitches correctly and whatever. And this is nice and smooth, so I feel like this will be better. I've got multiple skeins of each of those still. I really stocked up on green whenever I last did a bulk order. That's been a while. Because I was making all of the Cthulhus and dinosaurs and frogs, and I just like green, so yeah. Putting this in my bag, don't think I'll finish this skein, do think I'll need to start a second one to finish the dinosaur. Thinking 5mm hook, make him a bit more compact. I know he's going onto a bookshelf, so. Yeah. Bag. Going to class. Got a presentation to do. And after that I've got to watch other presentations, so. Not the most heavy on new information class of the season. And then after today, which is one class and then 2 meetings with classmates to prepare presentations, I've got Monday, where I give the gifts, which has 2 classes where I have a presentation and then 2 regular classes. So that's a long day still. Mondays have been long the entire semester, but that's the final day of class at uni for this year. The internship has more days, but that's a different vibe. Teaching or being like in a class where someone else is teaching are very different levels of energy involvement. Might just be the difference between uni and a high school class also, but teaching takes way less energy for me than being in a class, which that's great. Gotta make sure I pull up the pattern before I leave, actually, in case the Wi-Fi on campus is bad. Okay, bye. Hi, hello, good evening. I returned from class. I realized after I already started that I opened the pattern for the mini T-Rex instead of the full-size one. But that's fine. I just made a start on that and the body's almost finished. Hold up. but I didn't bring my safety eyes, so I had to stop here. He just needs the eyes stuffing and to be closed up, finish the decrease rounds. Then he's got one little foot and two little hands. So, almost done. We'll be finishing that right now. The lady got her baby Cthulhu. She loves him. She's very happy with it, which is great. Also, presentation was fine. Other responsibilities today were also fine. Yeah, he will be finished tonight. I may finish more of the foods too. And then I just have to do the sootsprite. So, easy mode. This went a lot quicker than I was expecting, and I don't know why. Probably because this is taking a lot longer. But it's not taking, like, strangely longer because it's a similar amount of stitches. Like, this, the yarn is smaller, but I'm still making, like, this is full size, but on a much smaller yarn. And these are tiny, but the stitches are still normal. This is still like 12 rounds. So, it's not strange. I'm just a little bit sad because this is my preferred yarn and my preferred speed to size ratio. Cool. It's also less warm than yesterday, but the house has already like warmed up inside, so inside it's worse than yesterday. So I don't think I'm getting much done tonight. I'm kind of over it for today. I'm warm. I'm done with it. Already removed my makeup. Still need to prepare my bag and a teacher appropriate outfit for tomorrow. I hope the temperature tomorrow is better. And, yeah. I'll update you probably tomorrow. Okay. Hi, hello. Time for a bit of an update on the caterpillar. I've put a lining in it and some stuffing because the food was not filling him out well enough. The lining is one of those mesh grocery bags that I use to put projects in. I've just taken out the drawstring and sewn it to the inside of his mouth. I thought of this as an easier solution than crocheting an inner lining for him because you can pull this out really easily and then you can just like be super certain that you got all of the food out before you start reading the book to the child, and it goes in easily. And it keeps the stuffing in just fine. Very cool. Stuffed. Still needs eyes and the little antenna thingies, but good progress nonetheless. I've also done the final orange, the chocolate cake, the ice cream, the cheese, and the sausage, and I am partway through a pickle. So this is the bag of foods for now. Feel like I messed up a little bit on the ice cream. It looks silly depending on how much energy I have. My yarn fell off my desk, oopsie. Yeah. Depending on how much time and energy I have, I might redo this one. Like, I don't know if I didn't read the pattern correctly or if it's just ugly. I'll figure something out for it. Maybe. The cake is silly. Yeah. Cool. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 more foods to make for him, and then eyes and antenna. I can do that. Did I show you him? He's done. Little dinosaur fella. Little dinosaur fella. Very cool. Very nice. I'm gonna lock in. Okay guys, holy shit, wait, first turn these the correct way around. Yay! They're not gonna stay that way. He's ready! He is done, and his lineup is too. So I showed already that I stuffed him, and there's the lining inside. But now he also has a face. And all the food is done. So he can eat an apple, 2 pears, 3 plums, 4 strawberries, 5 oranges, a chocolate cake, an ice cream, a pickle, a slice of cheese, a slice of salami, a lollipop, a slice of cherry pie. If I had designed the pattern, I would have made the back beige too, but I couldn't be arsed to freehand that, so it's the way it is. Sausage, cupcake, watermelon, and the leaf for his tummy ache. All fits in him, and he gets nice and firm. This thing is so silly. So I do not believe in a sweater curse, but I do believe in the baby gift curse, because what if this kid turns out to be an asshole now? And I went for all this effort. Won't be my problem, I won't be seeing this baby, but, you know, I hope... Oh, something fell out of him. I hope the lady likes it. I hope she's excited about it. She will get it tomorrow, so I have to go take pictures of this thing now. But first, I need to make a sootsprite. And then put everything that I need to bring with me tomorrow in the bag. I already mentioned the shawl and the cat plushie for the other teacher, but I'm planning to also put like a dinosaur and a ghost in the bag, just so he has a bit more choice, because I'm not actually 100% sure on the cats in the first place. So I'm just gonna let him pick something. This is so fun though. Yes, sootsprite now. And I will be wearing these tomorrow. That's why I'm wearing them now, so I can test to see how jingle jangle they are, or if they annoy me or anything. Because then I know for tomorrow if I can wear them for the whole day, or if I just like need to bring a tin to put them in after they start bothering me, anything like that. 5mm hook. Yes, okay, sootsprite. This should be really quick, because I know how to make this, like, in my brain. Okay, hi, good morning, it's Monday. I don't remember if I showed you him yesterday, but he sits. He's a little guy. And everything's going into this bag. More options for the guy who I suppose will pick a cat for him to pick from. I am not awake yet. And now I need to pack my regular bag with my laptop and everything. And then decide if I am taking a bus or walking. Normally I walk, but 2 bags. I mean, this doesn't really weigh anything. I'll probably walk. I prefer walking. The bus is annoying. Yes. I will let you know when I get home, or tomorrow, or whatever, how people felt about it. And then I can finish the Pokemon for at the internship. That deadline is much further away though, so there might be like a week or so between where I'm handling my deadlines first. We'll see, we'll see. I hope people like their fingies this year. For most of them I am like fairly certain they will. Oh, by the way, for the Very Hungry Caterpillar, for that lady, one of the other students got her the book for the Very Hungry Caterpillar, and then we're like passing around a card for people to sign and being like, here you go girl, good luck. So that's cute. I love that more people got involved. That's fun. I have so much to do today. Okay, bye. Hi, it's later. So everyone loved their little gifts. Thank fuck. Very fun day, very nice. I ended up giving one of the... Oh, right. The guy chose the little dinosaur, and then I had the 2 cats and the ghost in my bag still, and I had the class from this professor that I've only had like 4-ish times. So I just showed up and I was like, hey girl, I know nothing about you, but would you like to pick a little guy? Because it feels weird that you're the only person that's not getting anything. Not that they're gonna talk to each other about this and that she's gonna be like, oh, that's so weird, but I had them in my bag, and she picked a little ghost, so both of the cats are still with me. Very cool. And now I will be continuing on the Pokemon plushies. So I will be working on the Snom, who is in a silly stage right now. Haven't finished all of the spikes, but I put in the eyes, like I measured where the eyes need to be, so now I can finish the body, and I would like to do that before I go back to the spikes, because then I can just like start assembling it and make the spikes as I'm assembling it, instead of sewing on all of them in one go. That's a lot of sewing. I should split it up a bit more. And then once this one is done, I think that's all for this video. I've got more Pokemon that I want to make, and I've got more Pokemon that I would like to give to my friends and people that I know well enough to know that they like Pokemon, but not well enough to be like, those are my friends. But that'll have to wait until another moment. So Snom for now. How long will he take me? No clue. But it's a little bit past 6 p.m. now, and I still have to make dinner, so probably not today. This probably will not be finished tonight. We'll see, I'll update you. Good morning. I've put on all the spikes that I had ready. Need to make 6 more. But this is looking pretty good. I'm sewing with regular yarn, which that's so much nicer than sewing with the chenille. Damn, Neo, chill. She's awake. Anyway, this is going well. I need to make 6 more spikes. But I'm gonna take that upstairs with me. But first, I'm gonna go to the basement and grab some fresh bags of stuffing, because this is all that's left. And this is like 1 more plushie after the Snom is done. So I might as well refill the bag while it's downstairs with me. Gotta fluff this up first, actually. So yeah, I'm gonna grab some stuffing. You can tell I haven't been making as many plushies because I haven't been to the basement in a while. So I ordered this in 10 bags of it at a time. Okay, what's... glad that it's sealed in bags because this is kind of dusty now. Anyway, 10 bags of this at a time, so we've just got a shelf in the basement of stuffing. And this is my second time that I've ordered this. There's like 6 more down there right now. The first time that I ordered this, we went through it in like a year. And this batch will take much longer because I've got my stock full. I'm knitting a lot more now, so you cannot just take this entire thing out of there and shove it in here at once, because it won't shape itself nicely for storage. Right, in case this is not information that you have, because I haven't had to refill this in a while. And I don't think I've talked about this storage method before, but my friend group watches anime, and at some point for my partner's birthday, he got a body pillow as a gag gift. You know, the haha silly, we're embarrassing you. And now we were just stuck with this pillowcase, basically. And I needed a solution for stuffing storage, because you cannot just leave this open in this bag, because it's gonna get dusty and gross. So I was like, well, I'll just use Gojo. We have him. And now it looks really funny to everyone that enters my room, because there's just a Gojo on the shelf. And I just pull stuffing from there. Yeah. It's been very effective. I've had to put him on my shelf in my room instead of having him like on the windowsill next to the couch where I had him at first, because Neo is a little bit obsessed. Okay, hi, it is a couple of hours later. I have been somewhat of an academic weapon, done 2 assignments. Would like to finish a third, but I needed a break because my brain is leaking out of my head. And the third assignment is also kind of confusing me because it falls somewhere in between a creative writing assignment and a paper. And that's just not working for me right now. We're supposed to reflect on what we learned about a certain topic of teaching by writing a letter to the parents of our students, parents or guardians. I wanted to correct that in like how I start the assignment. But a lot of the things we need to like reflect on are not things you would tell or like say in an introduction to parents, guardians of your students. So it's very unnatural, but I just need to not think about it. That's the conclusion. I need to just not think about it. Yeah. 3 out of 6. 3 more. I'm gonna try again to work on that assignment after dinner. It's like 5 right now. We usually have dinner at like 6:30-ish. So I might be able to finish Snom in that time. Also, you can see Gojo. I am 100% certain now that he hasn't been fully stuffed since I had my room set up like this, because I don't remember him staring over my shoulder like this. I remember being embarrassed by the pile of plushies and shipping materials that's on this storage space behind me, because it doesn't look good, but I don't have a more aesthetic and functional solution than this. But now Gojo's there. I'm not sure if I prefer this. I feel like this is more awkward. I also think it's funny that I am using him for the stuffing when I have seen a well-counted 3 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, like, total. And this fool lives in my room. I should still finish that at some point, but I haven't felt like it. Anyway, I'm gonna need to think of a different place to put him because I'm not vibing. But I'll update you in a bit when I finish the Snom and then hopefully finish my assignment because I'm over it and I want to be done early. I don't have to finish it today, but I want to. I want to be done with it. Okay, see you in a bit. Him. So much better compared to the previous time I made this. Well, I think the cotton one was also fine, but like the previous big one looks a little rough. Let me pull her out from the pile. Okay, so I've made a cotton one of this before and it looked fine. It lives on my friend's bookshelf now, so I cannot show you. It's really small though. And then I was like, I want to make a big one, so I double stranded some regular acrylic, and this is incredibly asymmetrical and weirdly sewn. These are just not very nice looking, and the face is a bit weird. A bit far up too, I'd say. Not a fan. This is like multiple years old, by the way. Don't ask me how many, my memory does not exist. Compared to him, face mostly symmetrical. I'm not gonna claim it's entirely symmetrical because we don't do that here, but better alignment on the spikes. In general, I think chenille yarn is a lot more forgiving for sewing being visible, so I'm not gonna credit that to skill, but I think this is an improvement. And he's sizable. Okay. Well, that was everything we have time for in this video. I'm assuming it's already quite long. I will be making more Pokemon hopefully soon, but you'll just see that when it shows up, I suppose. If you have ideas for which ones I should make, you can always comment that. In general, if you have ideas for stuff you would like to see me make, you can comment that. I usually listen when people suggest projects. Very excited about him, cannot wait to take pictures and brag. Okay, bye.